reviewing the manifesto of what may very well be an unhinged maniac, sort of the guise of an angry, yelly military veteran who also is a cop, might be a little bit fun. So, without further ado, from Angry Carp, yes, his name is Angry Carp. No, from Angry Cops, posted 3 days ago, Manifesto of a Moron, Strange Ramblings of a Would-Be Assassin.
Cole Allen, the would-be assassin that went after Trump and his cabinet during the White House Correspondents' Dinner on April 25th, wrote a manifesto. And it is interesting. I mean, yes, obviously a manifesto from somebody crazy enough to try and run into a room with some of the most heavily armed, well-trained security room. Manifesto from somebody crazy enough to try and run into a
Look at that.
room with some of the most heavily armed, well-trained security force the world has ever seen is probably a little off. But if I were to say the words goofy, as in silly, like the cartoon kind of goofy, would those words pop into your mind when it comes to a manifesto? No, not usually. I think when everybody hears the word manifesto, they think like Unabomber, somebody that's so interested and focused on one goal or against one thing that they spew a whole bunch of like interesting doctrine brought from so-and-so and so-and-so. Eco-political ideas, socio-capitalistic, communism, whatever. And not ending your manifesto in, and I quote, cold force, friendly federal assassin Allen. Yes, he gave himself his own nickname. I'm not kidding. Cold Force. This kid's gotta be, oh my God. Who makes up their own nicknames? But before we go any further,
yeah, that's a little weird.
I know that this video is likely going to be demonetized, so let's quickly hear a word from our sponsors, shall we? Raid Shadow Legend.
Yeah, okay, well, you know what? I would be okay, but then you gave me Raid Shadow Legend.
And meet me, see you on the battlefield. All right, we're back. Let's hear what Cold Force Allen has to say to us in his manifesto. God help us. I'm going to make fun of this man so hard. Okay, let's go. Hello, everybody. We're just starting off with hello, everybody. What literature class did this guy take where that's how you start a series?
Is this, did he watch Avatar? Okay, first of all, wasn't this dude a tutor or a teacher or something? Like, I want us to listen to this quote-unquote manifesto and think, could this have come from a teacher or a tutor? Because that's what this man was.
This piece of paper. Just, yeah. Ted Kaczynski, when he decided to blow up the federal building in Oklahoma. Hey, gang! So I may have given a lot of people a surprise today. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. I apologize to my parents for saying I had an interview without specifying it was for Most Wanted.
There's no way. There's no way. Shut up. Just, oh my God damn it. What is this? That first line has me suspicious as already.
My God, he's attempting stand-up comedy in a manifesto.
In a manifesto, yeah.
Where he's going to execute people. I can hear it at like a bad stand-up night. I told my parents I had an interview. Didn't tell them it was for America's Most Wanted.
Yeah?
I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had a personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably, most certainly, do need to go to the ER, but I can hardly call that not a self-inflicted status. Oddly enough, taken without being shot. So, take that!
That's weird. I mean, the dude rushed past, armed with a shotgun, apparently allegedly got a shot off and struck an officer in the vest. Why did not every agent and officer immediately light him up a million times? Or they discharged their weapons and they missed. I don't know which is worse.
Law enforcement treats white people nicer than other minorities people. This is an African-American man, all right? Trying to kill the president, shooting rounds off, not a bruise to be seen. I apologize to all the people I traveled next to, all the workers who handled my luggage, and all the other non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this, to all those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all who may still suffer after, regardless of my success or failure. Hold on, I need to, yes, let's read that first part again. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this. For what? He's like everybody that was murdered in the like we're talking about like World War II. With John F. Kennedy. We're apologizing for every murder out there.
Yes, every murder.
And abused. What does abuse have to do with this? In what way are you responsible for that you would apologize for it? The only black guy I know with white guilt. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'll be here all night. I don't expect forgiveness, but if I could have seen any other way to get this close, I would have taken it. Again, my sincerest apologies. On to why I did any of this. Now that he's apologized for every murder that's ever happened and all the abuse that's ever gone on, I guess now we can get down to the nitty-gritty. I am a citizen of the United States of America. What my representatives do reflects on me. And I am no longer willing to permit a rapist and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. I don't know what that means. How is he coating your hands with his crimes? How are your hands coated with anything? I feel like this is him trying to say like my hands are coated in the blood of innocence because I've allowed this to happen, which might have been a better way of saying it instead of he coat my hands with his crimes, which I don't think you can do.
Hey, look, nobody coat my hands with their crimes, please.
Look, my hand is coated in crime. Well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. Your first real
why are you using parentheses? That's so weird.
Opportunity to do anything about all these things that you said is to make a Naruto run through a metal detector. All right. While I'm discussing this, although what is with these? This is a horrible use of parentheses, by the way. While I'm discussing this, I'll also go over my expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible
Your expected rules of engagement.
Format, but I'm not military, so too bad. Oh, that's nice. He's going over his expected rules of engagement. ROE, good to have, good to know. What is it? Shoot president, don't shoot everybody else, only president get shot? We'll find out. Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel. They are wait a second, not including Mr. Patel. We're going after the whites here?
What? Not including Mr. Patel? Why did you... Narahime, was that what you're talking about? That was kind of weird. I'm gonna shoot everybody except for Mr. Patel. First of all, no one's ever called him Mr. Patel. It's always been Cash Patel. What the fuck?
We're just blanket sweeping the whites? What about the black representative? Oh, I forget his name. Isn't he a cabinet member? We're just killing whitey here? Racist. Racist. They are targets, prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service. They are targets only if necessary, and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. AKA, I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotguns messes up people who aren't. What is this written by a 12-year-old girl in English class?
Yeah,
AKA, also known as, I hope they're wearing body armor. This is your manifesto? LOL, LOL, I hope they're wearing body armor because bullets sting. LOLs, ROFL. IDK! How am I gonna survive? IDK! Hotel security, not targets if at all possible. AKA, unless they shoot at me. Oh my god, AKA again? AKA, you should have just brought an AK, is what you should have brought. Show up with a shotgun and a pistol, thinking that he's gonna blow through everybody like this is some sort of Boondock Saints clip where they're hanging upside down, throwing Berettas and shotgunning every Italian on a couch. What hotel security is gonna be popular? Listen, of all the security, I think hotel security is probably the least that you gotta worry about, my guy. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. Noted. National Guard, same as hotel security. Well, it's nice to know he's really trying to figure out all the different security elements that could possibly be there, which would make one think, I've just listed a whole bunch of people that are currently securing the area. I might not have a snowball's chance in hell at this.
Yeah,
hotel
no,
employees, no targets at all. Guests, no targets at all. Well, you say that, But wait! In order to minimize casualties, I will also be using buckshot rather than slugs. Less penetration through walls. Oh my god! Listen, I'm not a munitions expert here. Okay. But if you're trying to minimize collateral damage, all right, and you're saying I'll go with buckshot instead of a slug.
Doesn't that have more
Slug is one thing
spread?
going one direction, right?
Yeah.
Buckshot, many things spreading out further over time going in one direction.
Yeah, that's
So if you go to
more
shoot
damage.
J.D. Vance with the slug, you'll hit J.D. Vance. If you go to shoot, well, not Cash Patel, because nope, we can't around people. This guy is it's a racist assassin. We'll go with RFK Jr. as if his family hasn't had enough attempts on them. With buckshot, you might hit RFK Jr. with buckshot, but you'll also probably be smattering a couple of the people around him. Isn't there like a CNN news analyst right next to him? You'll be clipping with buckshot. Like I said, the science of ammunition is not my thing. I'm no ammunitionologist. But tell me I'm wrong that that's not a dumb thing to say and that he doesn't know anything about what he's talking about. Just saying. I would still go through most everyone here to get to the targets if it were absolutely necessary, on the basis that most people choose to attend a speech by a rapist and traitor and thus complicit, but I really hope it doesn't come to that. Once again, 3 sentences above, guests. No targets at all.
Yeah,
3
but
sentences
now
later,
everyone's a target.
I will still go through most everyone to get here, on the basis that most people chose to attend and are thus complicit. Oh, the ramblings of a madman. Rebuttals to objections. Interesting. He's already answering some of our questions here. What does he think the public might want to know? Objection 1. As a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. Oh, okay. Rebuttal. Interesting. Turning the other cheek is when you yourself are oppressed. I'm not the person raped in a detention camp. What are we talking about? I'm not the fisherman executed without trial. Are you talking about the cartel drug boats? Jesus, that's a stretch. Tell me you watch CNN in a bubble and nothing else without telling me.
Wow.
I'm not a school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It is complicity in the oppressor's crimes. Oh, there's a lot to break down in there. All right, yeah, you know, the Epstein thing, there's p***s everywhere, and nobody's gone to jail yet. Oh, yeah, everybody's upset with that, you know, and we should be voting people out, 100%. Do I think that it's a massive cover-up? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do. But I'm trapped in New York. It doesn't matter that I've never, ever voted for Chuck Schumer. He's still getting in. Objection 2. This is not a convenient time for you to do this. Which, it's really, you know, it's early spring. We've got the summer. We were going to go to Great Wolf Lodge in May. No, he messed it all up. It's really not a good time. Let's see why. Rebuttal. I need whoever thinks this way to take a couple minutes and realize that the world isn't about them. Do you think that when I see someone raped or murdered or abused, I should walk on by because it would be inconvenient for people who aren't the victim? This was the best timing and chance of success I could come up with. This was the best time. What were the other options that you thought of before you decided I have to go on a train from LA to Chicago to DC to try and take out the president and his cabinet? And the time is now. Objection 3. You didn't get them all. Rebuttal. Gotta start somewhere. Well, he's a glass half full kind of assassin. Should I say a glass half dead? A body half cold? Objection 4. As a half black, half white person, you shouldn't be the one doing this. What does race have to do with anything? Rebuttal. I don't see anyone else picking up the slack. This just sounds like a disgruntled dad at some tradesman. Well, nobody else is gonna do it, so I better go on and do it. This isn't some chore about moving trash around or having to fix a hole in the drywall. You're choosing to do this. Well, yeah, I don't see anybody else doing it, so I gotta pick up their slack. So says Cole. Objection 5. Yield not to Caesar what is Caesar's. Nobody's... What? No. That is definitely an objection that I never in 100 years would have ever thought anybody would have said. What's... See his rebuttal to a thing that nobody asked. The United States of America are ruled by law, not by any one or several people. Insofar as representatives and judges do not follow the law, no one is required to yield them anything so unlawfully ordered. I would also like to extend my appreciation to a great many people, since I will not be likely to be able to talk with them again. How does a guy at he went to Caltech for like machinery, didn't he? He was mechanical engineering. Yeah, all right, not a literary major, but nonetheless, college writing classes need to be standardized. Good Lord. At least if you're gonna be crazy, at least let us try to read and understand the crazy. Unless the Secret Service is astoundingly incompetent, which I believe you learned they are not. Thank you to my family, both personal and church, for the love over these 31 years. Thank you to my friends for your companionship over many years. Thank you to my colleagues over many jobs for your positivity and professionalism. Thank you to my students for your enthusiasm and love of learning. Thank you to so many acquaintances I've met in person and online for short interactions and long-term relationships, for your perspectives and inspiration. Thank you for everything. Sincerely, Cold Force, Friendly Federal Assassin Allen. 2 nicknames. Outstanding.
Welcome to the chat, Benji.
Tell me you're a incel without telling me you're an incel. This guy spends way too much time on Roblox trying to talk to children. And I'm not saying like to do anything sexual with them, but just to like berate them. Do you know who we have in the White House?
Oh yeah, so he's what's the guy's called? The faithful sheriff? I'm sorry, I was a little
Sir, I'm
rude.
12 years old playing Fortnite. I really just, I don't know. You don't know who we voted for. We're complicit. Sir, I have gym tomorrow. This is over my head. P.S. Of course there's a P.S. This is a handwritten note from a 12-year-old high school girl. P.S. Okay, now that all the sappy stuff is done, what the hell is Secret Service doing? Sorry, gonna rant a bit on here and drop the formal tone. Oh, yeah, the formal tone. That's been here the entire time, AKA, no it hasn't. You see how I took your AKA and put it in there unironically? Ironically? This guy's making me dumber. Like I expected, security cameras at every bend, bugged hotel rooms, armed agents every 10 feet, metal detectors out the wazoo. Well, you ran through one of them, so I mean, prematurely written here, bud. What I got? Who knows? Maybe they're pranking me. Is nothing. No damn security, not in transport, not in the hotel, not in the event. Secret Service isn't gonna be going on every train looking at every person, patting them down throughout the United States. They do footprints, they do outer, inner cordons. You barely breached the outer cordon. Like the one thing that I immediately noticed walking into the hotel is the sense of arrogance. I walk in with multiple weapons and not a single person there considers the possibility that I could be a threat. So now we're supposed to act like every half white and black guy that comes into a hotel is just toting guns now? Racist. You're racist, Cole. You're racist. We should just assume the black guy coming into the hotel on DC from the train, an economical mode of transportation. They are absolutely gun-toting criminals, here to kill us all,
Yeah, always,
probably
sure.
rob our purses, punch random Asians on the streets of New York City. The security at the event is
Absolutely.
all outside, focused on protesters and current arrivals, because apparently no one thought about what happens if someone checks in the day before. No, bud. They probably did. That's why they had the inner and outer cordons, and you made it 20 feet past the first checkpoint after you walked through a door, which, by the way, here's video of a dog that, like, alerted to him. I want to say alerted to him because I'm not the dog's handler, but the dog was interested in him when he went in and out of this door frame. Door walked away, and then he sprints through the first cordon, and is taken down immediately. Like, this level of incompetence is insane, and I very sincerely hope it's corrected by the time this country gets actually competent leadership again. Brother, it was corrected immediately. Once again, you got 10 feet past the metal detector, and then
Yeah,
we're taken
no, you did
down.
not get
The
far.
arrogance of this guy. He's talking about people being arrogant. The security, they're so arrogant. They don't even know I'm armed. You got taken down 20 feet without even getting shot, you lucky Like, if I was an Iranian agent instead of an American citizen, I could have brought a damn Mod Deuce in here and no one would have noticed. Dude, there's a difference between the Fourth Amendment, meaning you are reasonably secure in your personal items and in your property so that you're not illegally searched. You know, just, hey, black guy that came into a hotel and he searched you real quick. That's around, so you're not harassed by anybody. That doesn't mean that you can just walk in anywhere at any point in time, start murking people with a massive gun. Actually insane. Coming from you, that's rich. Oh, and if anyone is curious is how doing something like this feels, it's awful. I want to throw up. I want to cry for all the things I wanted to do and never will. For all the people whose trust this betrays, I experience rage thinking about everything this administration has done. Can't really recommend it. Stay in school, kids. I mean, yes, stay in school, but I can think of a million things that were far more impactful on any other election or political whatever it was transition than just running and gunning. Listen, if you don't like somebody in political office, try to vote them out. Start a rally. Find a like-minded group of individuals like you and have protests. Fundraise. If your first instinct, I don't know if it was Cold Force Allen's first instinct to just like, I'm gonna go get a train ticket. I think this kid's autistic. I'm gonna go get a train ticket, bring a couple firearms, log into the hotel, and then I'm going to go rush the stage where the president's at. That'll be my first inclination in order to fix this world. Yes, I think that's appropriate. If that's the first thing you're thinking of to try and solve the world's problems because you don't like a politician that's in office for 4 years at a time, by the way, you're nuts.
Yeah.
And obviously I think we can tell that Cole is not so Cold Force cool as he thought he was.
Yeah, I think that's more or less, yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Yeah, I haven't actually read the whole manifesto, so this was a good way to